Hi Aries, it's October. It's an October reading for you. I hope that it resonates. If it does, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I would really appreciate that. If not, I really appreciate you just watching the video. That means a lot to me. Give me just 1 second. I just laid out the cards and I kind of want to get a vibe of how I want to start the reading. I kind of just feel like you're in a confusing, chaotic situation that you are watching come into balance, that you're bringing into balance, right? And once you've done that, once you're able to kind of calm things down and things are flowing in a more natural, easy way, I feel like it's going to feel like a fresh start. Like where there was just a lot of noise before and a lot of conflicting energies, I feel like things are going to start to flow in a singular, clear direction. Maybe you didn't quite know what to make of things before, but things are going to become um, a lot less confusing, and you're going to feel like you're starting out on a new path, like you're given a bit of a clean slate to work with, and you're cutting out a lot of the energies that were bringing in confusion and conflict. I don't necessarily think that this has been an easy process. I think that if anything, it's been probably a really difficult process where you've kind of had to trust that things would eventually go in the direction that you were hoping. But it wasn't something that you liked. And I feel like there was some element of you holding on to the wrong things and refusing the things that were actually right for you. I think that you had this stubbornness about, maybe you were dealing with people that you didn't want to let go of, or situations that you didn't want to let go of, and you had things that you would probably knew would work better for you, but you weren't like super keen on embracing that. Like you really rejected it. And as you embrace that more, there is a shift in energies. As you start to trust more, you move away from this blocked, low vibe energy that's keeping you stagnant. And as you trust more, you move into situations and relationships that are a lot more satisfying, and they're actually where you're supposed to be. And I think that that is a really exciting prospect, because I feel like the trust that you've had to nurture through this process, and it was probably really difficult a lot of the time to really stay in touch with that. But you're going to feel like it's validated, that the struggles that you put into navigating the situation and getting your energy corrected was well worth it. Even though I'm certain looking at this, there were times that it felt like what you were going through was not worth it, and you would rather not um, have to deal with it. But there's an element too of you just had to hold on, and I think you knew that deep down, that if you held on, if you just were able to somehow find the strength and courage to not give up, that it would reach this point eventually. and now I think you're beginning to um, hit a turning point. Yeah, totally. I feel like you are. At one point when I was talking, I kind of thought of the hangman. Maybe it was when I was talking about holding on. I'm not really sure at what point I was thinking that, but the hangman definitely came up, and this works on a number of levels because there is this aspect of the hangman that's about seeing things from a different perspective, and I do think that that was a requirement in moving this along, is that eventually you did come to understand things from a different perspective, or you are coming into a new perspective, and that is transforming the situation, which is very much what the Knight of Wands is about. And it's going to change your entire world. You're going to see a real shift in the situations that arise around you. And like I said, I think it's going to be a really satisfying thing. Yeah, you got the Ten of Pentacles here. I mean, there aren't a lot of more satisfying energies in the tarot card, um, in the tarot deck. I mean, there are some, but when you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups out there, it's like, it doesn't get a lot better than that. As far as the 10 goes, they're at the top of the heap. They're the ones that you want to see. The 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands are absent here. And I feel like you probably have dealt with those energies in the past, but now you're shifting towards emotional, material stability. And beyond stability, you are experiencing abundance in those areas. So this is, I just flew through the tarot part of this, but as I've said in a few other readings, because I've done that in a couple of other readings today, sometimes it's just like that. The energy is really clear, and I could just sit here and repeat and maybe expound upon some of the ideas that come up, but I don't really feel like that's necessary. I feel like it'd just be me blabbering on, because the energy is really clear. You're moving through a difficult situation, but it's coming into balance. It's transforming, and I get the vibe that you aren't able to recognize it clearly yet, that you don't even necessarily know that you're about to come into exactly the kind of abundance that you're about to come into. I feel, maybe you do have a sense of it because, like I said, I think that you did have throughout this process a bit of, you've had to nurture your trust and just kind of hold on to that despite the way things appeared, they were actually going in a really good direction. So I do think that you had this inkling, but I don't know that you realize exactly how close you are to it or exactly the level of abundance that you are going to achieve. And you're not there yet. You're not quite there yet, but you're right on the cusp of this. I just did the Pisces reading. I think it was the Pisces reading, and they also had Angel of Love as the bottom of the deck when I dealt the Oracle cards. And I shuffled them a lot off camera. I just shuffled them a few times here. So just a reminder that that is a thing. The Hierophant on the bottom of the deck over here. I do feel like as you come into this stability, well, really quick, I feel like the Goddess of the Moon kind of supports the idea of what I'm saying, of not necessarily being aware of exactly the level of abundance and of just abundance that you're coming into, but I think that there's an element of that actually working in your favor that you're just not quite aware. of what that will be like. And maybe it's because you're not aware of it. It's just going to be that much better of like the level of abundance that you're coming into. There's going to be some surprise to it. Like I said, I think that on some level you know and have been anticipating this development, but I just don't think that you're quite aware of the extent to which things are going to change. And I don't think that you're aware also that some people are really not going to like it, is what I'm seeing with the envy card here. And I think some people are just going to see that you are grounded and standing in your power and that things are really moving in a positive direction for you, but they want you to stay where you are because they have you boxed in a certain way, and they like being able to understand you in that context. And maybe the fact that you are, in a position of material and emotional lack or social lack or whatever, in a period of chaos, in a period where things aren't necessarily working out the way that you want, maybe that makes them feel more stable and grounded and powerful. And then to see you transcend your current situation to them is threatening, and they're not thrilled to see it. But they haven't seen your journey. They don't know they don't understand that this didn't just happen for you, that this actually took a lot of time and you suffered a lot to get to this point. Like, it wasn't just like you flipped a switch and turned on the abundance, although it might appear that way to some people. But it's just because they don't understand. They viewed you in a certain way, they were incorrect, and letting go of that is difficult, and they feel like you're not deserving of the direction that your life has taken. And again, like, I don't think that you're there yet, but when this happens, they're not going to have any kind of appropriate context in which to understand why things are developing in the way that they are for you. And they'll just say, I liked it better when they didn't have anything. I liked it better when they didn't have, friends or love or money or whatever it is. Because I get the vibe that those are things that are coming in. And maybe they're like, I liked it better when they needed me. I liked it better when, when I was more financially stable, or when I was the person that they were calling up to hang out with, and I didn't have time, whatever the situation is, I didn't have time for them, but I felt good because I felt like they needed me, and I felt like I was in a better spot. I think that the tables are going to turn in some of your relationships, and people are not going to like what they see, and that might be disappointing to have to deal with. But I do see that. I really think that you're grounded through this process in a way that it's not going to throw you off, really, but I do think that it's something to be aware of, that it might affect people this way. And it's a shame that people might react that way, but it is what it is. You can't really control them or worry about that too much. But anyway, real positive. I hope that it resonates with you. If it does, Aries, please like, share, subscribe, or comment, like I said. And if not, I really just appreciate the fact that you watch this video. It means a lot to me. So hope you have a good month. Take care of yourself. Bye.